Sagittarius, this is your reading for the week. All right, we're going to use the Albano Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to give it a bit more of a shuffle. And we'll get into your reading. If you'd like a personal reading with me, www.theaussiegoddess.com. You can book and schedule a reading there, all in one go. All right, just remember these readings do flip-flop and it may not be your reading today. Okay, now it's really funny because I started another reading off with the Seven of Wands today. I think it might have been one of the day readings. The Seven of Wands can be a card that at its very best tells you to stand your ground and stick up for yourself or stick up for what you think is right. At the more negative level of this card, it's about being too defensive and not being able to let your guard down. So, you know, feeling like you have to fight when it's not necessary. So it can sort of be a little bit competitive in that you may have some sort of belief that you have to constantly stick up for what you think is right rather than just trusting that you are. But whatever it is for this particular card, there's a definite reason. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands next. Now, this is a card that sort of, for me and many other readers, sort of represents that sort of player energy. And I feel like sometimes we sort of make that player energy so light, and it's really a very sort of flippant card. So when the Knight of Wands comes in, it generally signifies that something is coming and going quickly. And I feel if this is a person we're talking about here, a Leo, Sag, Aries, I feel really strongly that you're dealing with somebody who may not be around for long. It's somebody who's very commitment phobic, but I don't feel that this is the case. Because it's coupled with this card, it makes me feel that you are in the energy of not wanting to sort of stick to something, not wanting to move something forward because you're becoming quite defensive about, or even to the point of feeling like you've got to fight for something here. So I actually feel like it's your energy moving out. We have perhaps somebody here who's returning from the past. I feel like you could have been dealing with somebody in the past who was non-committal, maybe left you flying, went in, went out. But I feel like somebody's returned here, and it's almost like you're in the position of trying to protect yourself, maybe even trying to protect your honor with the Knight of Wands, because there is some sort of return. I feel like you see this person, this person may have hurt you in the past. There's a strong feeling of repeating some sort of pattern here, some wounded warrior energy. I feel like you're dealing with someone who hurt you in the past, and I feel that you are being very overprotective of yourself here. You may see them as being a bit of a player, that's possible, but I feel more so that you're sort of standing up for yourself here. I feel like somebody wants to return or make a return, but you definitely don't feel like you can trust them here, and you don't want to get hurt again. And we do have the moon, so that does sort of signify that you're worried about the unknown, what can happen, what might not happen. But I have the Queen of Swords here, so I feel like you're ready to cut and run. So let's see what's going on. All right, so the past energy here tells me that there was something that you moved away from. The Five of Swords for me is the card of competition. This guy's, won the swords. The other two are sort of walking away looking very forlorn and lost. And to me, this sort of signifies this energy that you're dealing with somebody here who needed to win at all costs. And that may have been how you felt. This may have been how they left you. But it could also be how you walked away from a situation. So maybe somebody made you feel that you had to pack up your kit bag and run the opposite direction here. Okay, so obviously you and this person had a very, very strong connection. There may have been discussions around commitment and marriage, but I feel that at some stage or another you were going to build with this person. You seem to have this energy of wanting something more. Your person may have been commitment phobic. They may have talked about it, but then run in the opposite direction. Maybe they didn't know how to tell you it wasn't what they wanted. Yeah. So this person was extremely hard to let go. I see you hanging on here. May have taken you, 4 months, 4 years to even come to terms with the loss of this person. But I still see you hanging on to their memory here. All right. And the wish is for the return. So even though things have sort of turned sour here, I feel like along the way you have wished for some sort of closure or some sort of relief from this. Maybe just really understanding how you can give up this energy, this sort of almost a soul contract energy here. Really wondering how to let go and just be able to walk away and move on with your life. But I don't think this has been easy here. I feel with that devil energy up front, it could have become quite an obsession and very difficult for you to let go of. 5:55 on the clock. All right, have the Page of Pentacles coming through with the Six of Swords and the Hanged Man. I feel that you may have done a lot of work to release yourself from this person. It could have been that this person had narcissistic tendencies, absolutely. But I feel more like here that this person wasn't as upfront with you as they should have been. And I feel that you are starting to see this from a different perspective now. I feel like maybe you hung on to them for a very long time, sort of only seeing the good. But now you've had time to sort of move away and consider the lessons you've learned. I feel that you've started to see things from a new perspective. And I see you letting go. So you may have already healed. You may have already moved on here. With this Six of Swords, but you've left the past behind you. All right, so we have the Lovers card coming through with the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, sorry, and the Four of Wands. I feel like somebody's coming back here. Some of you may be dealing with a twin flame here. This sort of has a bit of a twin flame energy to it. Somebody's returning very quickly here. And I feel with this, they're going towards the Lovers card. So there's been some sort of realization here that your relationship was a lot more important to them than what they realized. And I see commitment. But when I look at your energy, I see another story. So I see you becoming defensive. You may even want to move away from this person. You may not trust them. You may think they're fickle. But I see you wanting to run away and not make a commitment. There is a Judgment card saying that something from your past is being revisited, but I feel like you're now seeing this as toxic, and maybe you're more focused on the pain and the unknown rather than what you were feeling before. So with the Queen of Swords here, I've got this tremendous energy of wanting to cut things out, wanting to move on. Then we have the Star here with the Page of Swords and the Magician. So I feel like somehow or another you're reconsidering. Again, it sort of has this very destined energy here with the Star. But I feel like with this Page of Swords, that there's certainly not going to be any sort of coming together or reconciliation until you've had that conversation. I don't feel that you can trust this person now. I strongly feel that you have seen things from a different perspective. So because of the toxicity, you may have been very focused on the good things about the relationship, the pull, the attachment, and not really focusing on the abandonment or the rejection. Whereas now you sort of got things into perspective here. You've let go of a lot of that energy, and now you're starting to see this from a completely new perspective. And I don't think you're trusting. So I'm going to have a little look and see what comes out. We'll just pull 3 cards at random. Actually 4 want to come out, so we'll go with 4. No, I feel like here, look at this. I feel like you are ready to give it another go. Absolutely. I feel that you perhaps feel that this person is your person with the Magician there, but I also feel with the King of Swords that perhaps you're seeing this person as being very connected to you in some way. But when I see the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're back in this sort of nurturing, I want to have their baby sort of energy here. So I feel like you will give this person another go, but I feel like this conversation will have to take place first. But I do see this energy of giving something another go. Let me just put one more card out. Yeah, commitment. So I feel like even though this person is sure about what they want, and they are definitely coming in here for a commitment, I feel like it's you that's going to be very, very cautious now and very careful about how you move forward. I do feel that you want marriage. I do feel this is what you've wished for. And I really feel with the Empress and the Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Pentacles energy, that there is a really strong feeling here that you feel very connected to this person. And maybe you have manifested them even though you've grown and you've learned. I feel like you're maybe waiting for them to prove to you that they have done the same on their journey and that they have opened themselves up to possibilities. But I don't think this particular situation will take flight unless this person is prepared to give you that in-depth conversation. 1101 up there. Okay. We'll read an oracle card. All right, I've got fall into my arms. And that talks about surrender, holding the opposites, and the extremes of life. So let's see what it says. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, and extremes of life. The Great Mother ushered you in when she took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fully fall into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. What I'm feeling here, Spirit is saying to you, is that although you've experienced the lows of life, although you've probably been like almost rock bottom with this energy, you don't have to resist things being the other way. That everything has its place, everything rolls around, Wheel of Fortune energy. And things can change in a single moment, which you're seeing here. So I feel like this person, whoever they are, has taken you to the absolute extremes of love and pain, which I think more at the opposite. I feel also that somehow or another, this has turned something round within you. And I feel like even though there needs to be a conversation and a lot of forgiveness here, I absolutely believe that somehow this can work for you. So it looks really beautiful, but it looks like both of you have done a lot of growth to get to where you are. And I guess that there is got to be some sort of consideration here as to whether you hear this person out and talk about both of your healing. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.